On October 31st, 2020, the world lost one of the most iconic actors of his generation. Sir Sean Connery, the Scottish star known for his role as James Bond and his Oscar-winning turn in The Untouchables, passed away at age 90 after being unwell for some time, his son Jason told BBC News. Jason noted that the elder Connery had many of his family who could be in the Bahamas around him, as he died overnight at his home on the island. He added, "A sad day for all who knew and loved my dad, and a sad loss for all people around the world who enjoyed the wonderful gift he had as an actor." Along with his only son, Connery leaves behind his wife of 45 years, Moroccan-French painter Micheline Roquebrune. According to The Sun, Connery and Roquebrune first met in 1970 at a golf tournament in Morocco. While their initial encounter sounds like it was plucked straight from a movie scene, sparks flew as their eyes met across the dinner table. The mother of three had already been married twice, and Connery himself had recently split from his first wife, Diane Cilento. Yet while the two didn't immediately get together, Connery reached out 2 years later and sparks flew once again, ultimately igniting the flame that sustained their love until his death. When Sir Sean Connery and his future wife first met in Morocco, their connection was intense but brief. Roquebrune told The Sun in 2011, "I saw this man from the back, and of course he had a fine physique. But that first day I didn't know who he was or anything about him. Then I dreamed I saw this man. I was in his arms, and I thought, at last, peace. The next day I went back to the tournament, and that was that." During an interview with France's Gala magazine, the pair continued to play golf like strangers and then meet to make love like crazy people. Yet while the two went back to their respective lives after the golf tournament, Connery reached out 2 years later to rekindle their fling. However, because Roquebrune remained in North Africa for the sake of her children, their first days together weren't without struggle. Connery told The Sun, "In the early days, it was difficult for us to see each other. We were in separate queues coming off different flights. There was a partition, and underneath I saw these feet. I immediately recognized them and tried to get through to see her, but it wasn't allowed." Connery and Roquebrune married a few years later in 1975, enjoying 45 years together before Connery died. He added that Roquebrune was the love of my life. However, that devotion wavered somewhat in the 1990s when the actor was accused of having multiple extramarital affairs. As The Sun described, while many men have wanted to be Sir Sean Connery throughout the decades, women just want him. Period. And while he might have found his one true love at a golf tournament in 1970, the 007 actor's wandering eye allegedly put their union in peril on multiple occasions. According to the Daily Mail, singer Lindsay DePaul claimed she started an affair with Connery after they had met at a party 4 years earlier. In 1993, DePaul noted that even though Micheline Roquebrune was sitting on the next sofa to them as they talked, it did not stop Connery chatting her up and asking for her phone number. While Connery allegedly pursued DePaul by reciting Robert Burns verses and passages of his own poetry, their affair ended mere months after their first sexual encounter. Later on, in 1996, Connery was then seen sharing a lingering kiss outside the Beverly Hills home of makeup artist Nina Kraft, with whom he'd worked on The Rock. While Connery and Roquebrune attempted to present a united front days later at the film's premiere, the news evoked gossip that Connery was a serial cheater who was, quote, seeing a string of women behind his wife's back. While another alleged affair, this time with Danish-born designer Helle Byrne, came to light 1 year later, Roquebrune revealed that she'd been prepared for such scenarios all along. She explained, "When I met Sean, I knew I was taking on the whole package. Everyone wants him, and I have to accept and understand that."
What are you doing here? Looking for shells?
No, I'm just looking.